Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus. Lying in bed, thinking about the problems of the day that we as individuals have to endure, wondering when the solution will be exposed to all in a way that they can see. Difficult to sleep, especially if the television is on and then you hear of people running from their homes, running from their countries, trying to find some relief. Basically the kids, toddlers being drug along, crying. In many instances, the men, the fathers, are not able to leave because they have to stay and kill or be killed. I'm reminded as I think of this kind of stuff, how, in the area of war, where you bomb buildings and you're not that selective, hospitals, nursery schools, nursing homes, businesses, churches. Let me say to you this, ladies and gentlemen, this is the thing that gets me, and this is what I'm saying is very difficult. God made all human beings to live as if they're in heaven. That means your needs, your wants, and your desires are being met whenever you want them to. You're not worried about them because the resources are free, and you, the people, put together your ideas and your hands together, and everything that exists, you made them so you can access it anytime you get ready. You have no reason to lie, to cheat, to steal, to kill, or do anything outside of what would produce peace and prosperity and freedom and joy, and you live in your dreams. This is the way God made this world. This is the way we are all supposed to live. Or at least we got that choice. But something happened. Someone or somehow, I don't really know how. You can think about what you read, but is that it? Maybe that's just the beginning of a certain potion on that map. But be that as it may, we suffer now. We really do suffer. There are things that work against all that I have just mentioned. It comes to rob, to deceive, to divide, to conquer. And it uses those other things like lying and cheating and stealing. It uses that to exploit people. When I say it, somebody has accepted that as a way of life. And those kinds of things brings about poverty. It brings about crime and violence. This is stuff when people work and to cause pain and suffering against one another because of their position in life, because what they have to experience as they go from day to day. This causes hatred and racism and bigotry. People can't stand each other, trying to find ways to outdo each other. Dog eat dog, beating in the park. Let's see who got hand is the biggest, who's the greatest, who's the meanest. Then we get to the point where who will do the killing. And this is what we see. Who will do the killing? Whoever's willing to kill seems to be always to get ahead. And so we have in America where everybody wants to have a gun, but not just one gun, a whole bunch of guns, powerful guns. And they want to be able to go out and grab those guns and go out throughout the community and just kill people that they don't like, people who they recognize as falling within this gap that I have just mentioned to you. People who walk on the outside of doing those things that create heaven. So where we are living and we are experiencing these things, ladies and gentlemen, it is a message to us. We can lie to ourselves. We can tell one another that we love them. And we know it's not true. I love you because you love me back. I love you until you make me mad. They don't even have any idea about who they are, who we are. We are children of God. Some people have said they've had near-death experiences. Some people said they have died. They come back and say, hey, life goes on. I mean, we in here, and they put us in the grave or burn us up. But I'm telling you, life goes on. I know that's very complicated to believe, but it could be true, ladies and gentlemen. And I say that because I've seen miracles. I've seen people who should be dead, not dead, because of something miraculous happening. And so we know I didn't do it, you didn't do it, but it was done. So I got to give respect to that which caused it to happen. And then I think about other things that exist that we had nothing to do with, but it happened, like the earth and all existence. And so I find myself looking at all of we, the people, and I'm thinking about what we were designed to live this certain type of life. And yet, there are those who are so caught up and bound into this other way of life, where the lying and cheating, where the poverty, where the ghettos, where the some got others don't, where all of this curse and the hurting and pain going on. And I don't care how much God you know, it seems that everybody's over here in the system, following this system's ways, even when they say they're serving God, trying to get out from under the system. Yet they're following this system's ways. The truth speaks for itself. People who are caught up in that, which is all of us, are deceiving ourselves. We have been lied to. We have been lied to. Many of us might know what's going on, but we fear. We just want to live on. We thinking that some miracle might come and the world might change and we haven't died. We get a chance to live a little part of the world as we can imagine it to be, rather than recognizing if we forget this crap, we can go and enter the real life early. But we don't know that. But my message, ladies and gentlemen, here to tell you is that I am a creature that's been brought back to tell you what you don't want to hear. We are all serving the devil. We don't love. Anytime somebody's dying and we sit back and say, look at that. When we look at George Floyd who died like that, when you see the black people that's being murdered by cops all over this country or anywhere, when you see white people just doing things to black, but don't get mad with white people. This is a system that has created white people and black people. So if you want to fix this thing, change the system. You change the system, this thing is automatically fixed. Somebody said, well, you got to change the people first. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. You get the right system and the system will change the people. So what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to stop talking about heaven and start building heaven. Because there just might be a situation where we have been given the real choice. And we've been, for some strange reason, all of us are here. And we are in hell. And you have been given a message, not by me. Your own spirit tells you what it's like. The heavenliness, that stuff that you're missing. You already know. But you just don't know how to get there. Or if you think you know, you're so scared you got to talk yourself out of it. But we're here, ladies and gentlemen. And if we are not supposed to be here, if this is a place where we find no comfort in, how do we reveal that? How do we expose to this world that this hell that we're living in is unsatisfactory to us and we don't want to have nothing to do with it? And our efforts in living from day to day is not to find the best way to be so comfortable, but to find a way to change this thing so it can be as heavenly. Because once we find comfort in it, we defeat it. Hell has worked for us. We found comfort. And other people, you got to be kidding. See? You see how the devil works. And you call yourself, you go to church every Sunday. You even preach about getting money so you can hold yourself up as God is blessing you over others. Come on, can't you see that? I mean, look at me. When you want to talk about a black person or somebody on earth that really doesn't mean anything to those who figure they are somebody, it's me. I'm that guy that means nothing to you. And I'm here because I mean everything to God. And that's an instrument to come in and tell you that we've been deceived. We've been deceived. Now let me get ready to close it. I know you're kind of tired, but I'm telling you some truth. Remember this. There's a guy over in Russia that's bombing people, killing people. I mean, it's like if the devil or if Satan was a spirit, and Satan needs certain people to carry out those, somebody really be in charge of Satan's work. Somebody to be down here in the earth, making sure that hell gets a full representation. That would be guys like Putin. I'm saying Putin because he's actually doing it. And those who are trying to progress and get in the position that Putin is in, that would be guys like Donald Trump. They want to serve Satan like that by messing over everybody, killing God's people. And God's people just, my hands are up. What do I do? And I want you to know this. God is not going to do this for you. God does this in little specks to grab individuals like myself and others, like Dr. King and Malcolm X and other people who have been murdered for standing up telling you the truth. I'm still here. I ain't got good enough to die yet. No, nobody. They just want to hate me. What do I mean hate me? That means disregard me. They don't see me. I don't matter. That's what I'm saying. But just the same, you matter. You matter. I'm still here going through all of this kind of stuff. I could be in heaven with the rest of the people. I could be loving living away from this hell. But my position is to be right here in this hell and tell you we all in this hell and we all being tricked. And the only time we know when we are not tricked is when all of us are benefiting from this life. When all of us have something to do and we know it, recognizing it, and everyone is respected, and we get a chance to exercise that gift. We get that chance to participate in our lives change. And we start living. When that starts happening, no more killing, no more lying, no more cheating. I'm not talking about I love you, they know it. Because we are living because of one another. When that stuff starts happening, then you can go to bed, take your nice sleep, maybe even dreams about what you're going to do the next day. But until then, no, it's like fire burning on your ass. You get up and take care of this. Thank you.